times, okay, and we get to a fork in the road, and the good fork goes one way, say the right way, and the bad fork goes the left way, and you pretty much know you'd prefer to go down the good fork. But as you do, you kind of turn, you curiously look down the left fork.
You want to know what's down there.
You want to know what you want to kind of see it. And there's a moment when you can almost change the car.
You can,
right?
You take the decision to go the dark path.
What you did, that's right.
Because it's easier, it's easier.
Now, what you did was you swerved and then went back, okay? That's what's happening. What could have happened is that you got in like Hillary or somebody else that got in, and they didn't swerve, and they said, well, hell, I'll just take this road. Because once you make that turn, you can be where it makes more sense, just stay on that road and be a bad guy. I mean, really. I mean, and work with your conscience.
So close.
What you did, yeah.
That fire was the best thing that ever happened.
Yeah. Now, what it did, it opened up you. That's exactly the reason Trump is a great drama, because he was on the dark side too.
And
he was a Luciferian.
Yeah,
and then he said, well, hell, I love my fellow man too much.
There's two ways of doing business. There's bad business, there's good business.
Yeah, well,
you're it's black, to me it's black and white, there's no gray. A person who's like, oh, I'm in the gray area, you're doing something that's not for the betterment of humans. And that describes...
Do what God tells you to, dude, and the way you know is what you want. That's what if that passion of yours about Mars, do you do it?
See, the thing is, if I can visualize myself doing something, I know I can do it. That's why I know I will be on Mars 90 years old.
Listen, so you're just sort of, this is a great experience.
This is the first thing I had to buy back. Understand this, if anyone's watching this video, left, right. So I met Slomo a year ago because I watched his video. I lived in PB and I would see Slomo every day, and I thought you were crazy. And then I see a documentary that you were an extremely wealthy, high-paid doctor who chose to give it all up, give up your entire career to live in a small apartment and rollerblade. The rollerblading, the left-right motion, the linear acceleration sideways, it will stimulate your inner ear and certain things in your brain, and it will produce more joy, more euphoria than you can get from any drug, any sex, any other thing in your life.
Look, you see these people, that's what they're doing right now.
They're getting it. They're in that area, yes.
And the surfers, anybody that's into moving, all this,
yes.
You're right.
For me, this doesn't.
If this can do it, if you basically the fundamental thing, the fundamental thing is motion. Okay, motion.
Can I show you another secret?
Yeah.
I learned this from the manuscript that Henry Ford tried to destroy every copy. So everything's in motion. Electrons, we're flying through space right now. Everything's in motion. So thought has to be vibration and motion, right?
All right.
Would you agree with that?
Well, it makes sense, yeah.
So the highest level of vibration is thought, right?
Right.
So when two people combine their thought energy together, Henry Ford, John D. Rockefeller, and Thomas Edison, every year would rent a cabin in the woods and go there alone. And their thought energy, the tentacles would connect, and it's called the mastermind principle. A white orb, they describe it like feeling like a white orb would generate from the combined collective brain power. That was not the sum of the two parts, not 1 + 1 = 2. This was an infinitely powerful.
You know what what people call it? Love. It's love, dude. Those two men went out, and I'm not talking about sex, I'm talking about true love.
Yes, Napoleon Hill says harmony, harmony, harmony. It has to be in harmony. If it's not in the spirit of harmony, the mastermind principle will not work. So his harmony.
But you agree, what you're talking about is a combination of spirits that most people just generalize with the word love. It's a type of love.
It is a type of love.
It is
because you have to be vulnerable. To share business secrets that make me millions of dollars with a person next to me, I have to be so vulnerable, and then that creates that energy. So the 13 laws of success: self-confidence, mastermind, each law of success. The most important thing, and I've read half the manuscript, right? And one of my old clients had his library. He let me take it to Kinko's, and I made a photo. He wouldn't let me get out. He made me promise not to make an online version of it, like an electronic version. I got halfway through the book, and the book burns down with a house. And then I text one of the most amazing people that I know. His name's Kyle Maynard. He has no arms and legs. He climbed Mount Kilimanjaro. He was at Oprah when he was 19. He said, Jordan, you read the other half of that book when you were running out of your house that night. when that house was burned
You
down.
know, that guy is a wise dude.
And
he's a wise man, and that's a very meaningful thing.
Me and him are actually masterminding this weekend. When me and him get together, we talk about Emerson and Walden Pond and these amazing writers. And
you and I, you're of the old school.
I am the old school. I read, and I'm a voracious reader. And now I've realized that's all I'm going to do. Wake up every day, meditate, read, and make people's lives better. Because if I'm not making someone's life better, I'm miserable. Because I have all this money, spending it, and then it's pure misery. It's like I was sitting in a 5,500 square foot house with a couch, a bed, and furniture.
Now you can say, been there, done that.
Been there, done that.
Thanks for sharing. Thanks for talking to me. Keep me informed.
Do you remember a year ago when we talked?
Yeah, I remember, but you look like I got you mixed up. There's a guy named Johnny Rocket who's a professional motorcyclist. And he looks very, very similar to you.
We talked about the Higgs boson particle.
Yeah, I remember that.
Because you told me, Jordan, how does light come down the beam but fills every space around us? You know what I mean?
Right.
And that's a thought problem I've been working on for a year. Because you know the answer to that, and I don't, and I will figure that out. But let me figure it out myself.
Yes, I understand. You're a neat dude.
Thanks
for talking to me again. And remind me each time, because I
probably won't see you for a very long time.
Where
the
are you
law
going?
of attraction brought us together right now, because my positive energy attracted you. One of my clients had a beachfront home down there, and he said, Jordan, it's open all week. I was staying in a hotel, so he lets me.
Terrific. God's going to take care of you.
And
you're on a mission from God, dude, whether you think of it that way, without a doubt.
I gave up on God many years ago, but I think it's the universe.
Have you ever heard people say, that's like, you can use any word you want to?
Okay, universe slapped me around so bad Sunday night that it gave me the best freaking beating I've ever had in my life, and now I'm in pure bliss and pure joy. So
yeah, you can give up on God, but this is an example. He didn't give up on you. He's got plans to.
All right, so if we're ever attracted again, maybe a year.
I'll see you. Yeah, you tell me.
I'll give you an update of where I'm at.
Thank you. Thanks.
Yep.
As a fellow that would definitely vote for Trump, but he probably would be too busy and has other things on his mind. When my house burned down, I didn't have insurance either. And things burn down a lot out here in California. You know, a lot of it we think is from what Trump is going to stop. As I understand it, and I'm not an expert, but the reason we've had so much trouble out here in California with these fires in the last 10 years, or really it's 8 years, probably maybe 6, is because the United Nations has a program, one of these global warming programs, into which our country has contributed billions of dollars, where secretly huge